Angle side angle. So the first part we have to do is identify the first angle set. Remember, when you're talking about the first angle set, first means 1, so you're looking for the first marking. And I see the first marking here and here. But because of proofs, we can't just say angle A and angle D. We have to use 3 letters. So I can say angle BAC is congruent to angle EDF. Then we are looking for the second set of marked angles. I will change color. Second set of marked angles are up at the top of the triangles. So I could say angle ABC is congruent to angle DEF. And then we only have one set of sides that are marked to be the same. And those are sides BC is congruent to EF. Okay, I'm practicing the naming of triangles. If I name the first triangle, triangle CBA, I'm going to leave it for you guys to name the next triangle. Okay, I'm going to move over to the proofs. 2 proofs, and I'm going to start by copying any free information I'm given, starting with the givens. The fact that I have a second given here tells me that my givens will be split up. So then I will split up the givens into 2 different statements. So YZ bisects, angle WYX bisects. And the second one is angle YWZ is congruent to angle YXZ. Last thing I can just flat out copy is my very last statement, because my very last statement comes from what they want us to prove. So I can copy that down. Triangle WYZ is congruent to triangle XYZ. And then I always know that a proof, no matter what, will always start with given, so I can fill in my first reason for given. Now that I'm done copying all the free information, I'm going to mark up the picture where I can. First bit of information that I can mark up are my 2 congruent angles from statement 2, YWZ. So YWZ, this angle is congruent to YXZ. So I'm going to mark those with the same amount of markings. And next thing I'm given in this proof is statement number 3, angle WYZ. So this angle right up here is congruent to angle XYZ, the other angle at the top. And if I look at my previous statements, I am told that this line right here is bisecting the entire angle. So because that is being bisected, we are using the definition of bisect. Next thing, I don't have statement number 4, but I have reason number 4, and reason number 4 is the reflexive property. So when I'm trying to figure out what reflexive property stuff is being used, what I have to do is cover up one side of the picture, take a look at what's there, then cover up the other side of the picture, take a look at what's there, and notice what both sides have in common. And in this case, what both sides have in common is they both have this side going through it. So that means I'm talking something about that line. Since it's reflexive property, I am not switching my letters around. So I can say that line YZ is congruent to YZ. If it was symmetric property, we would have flip-flopped the letters. I know it might be redundant, but mark your picture that that line is congruent to itself. And again, cover up one side of the picture. In this case, do we have 2 angles marked back to back, ending with a side? In this case, we do. So we have angle, angle, side. One more time. Again, start with the free information. The fact that I have a given on line number 3, again, tells me that all my givens will be split up. Angle ABC is congruent to angle CED. And right now I'm going to go mark those. There they are. Next thing I'm given is AB is parallel to CE. And last one is C is the midpoint of 80. Midpoint. Last freebie to copy down is whatever they want us to prove. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CED. Okay, freebie copying is done, but we still have 2 freebie answers, and those are our givens. So I'll fill those in. Okay, so next is AC is congruent to CD. So AC is congruent to CD. Gonna mark it. And literally the line right above it says C is the midpoint. So when there's words on the left, it's the definition of those words that happens on the right. I can only write definition of midpoint because that was the word that was used. Okay, in number 5, we don't have a statement, but we have a reason. It says corresponding angles. And what they're using is given number 2 because they're saying AB is parallel to CE. And then we have a line going through them. So, real fast without the picture behind it. This is the picture we're getting, right? And we have this on page 35 in our notebook, the different types of angles when we have these. We are looking for corresponding angles. So our corresponding angles is when we have one on the outside of the lines and one on the inside. And remember, they're in all the corners. So in this case, one on the inside, one on the outside. And we can do it on all 4 sides, all right? An outside and an inside. We used blue. An inside with an outside. So I am looking, remember, we are on our angle side notes. So we're looking to go angle side. Here's my first angle, here's my side. I need another angle in between, so I'm down to using this angle or this angle. Using corresponding angles. So in this case, I see a corresponding angle right there and right there. So I just need to name them. So I have angle BAC is congruent to angle, I believe that's an ECD. And when I do mark those up and when I erase all the extra stuff, and when I cover up one side of my picture, I go from an angle to a side, which is perfect. And on the other one, I go from an angle to a side. Whoops. I go from an angle to a side. Angle, side. Okay. After these notes, you are moving on to some practice proofs at your table. So when you finish these, go ahead and go to the cart and grab your proofs.